Hey everyone, welcome back to CC Media, where it's all about Nintendo. So Yoshi's Crafted World just released for the Nintendo Switch, and I decided instead of just doing a normal review for the game, because I'm sure you can find plenty of those online by this point, I wanted to do a video talking about whether or not I think this game is the right fit for you. So hopefully, by the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of if it's worth spending $60 for this game on the Nintendo Switch. Because now that I've played the game, I realize I don't think this is a game necessarily that's for everyone. I think no matter who you are, you're going to find some enjoyment out of this game. You're going to find something that you're like, oh, that's cool, that sort of thing. But I think in terms of the people who are really going to stick through for the entirety of the game and play this game a lot, I think you got to be a person who likes a very specific type of game, as opposed to just this game appealing to everyone. So without further ado, let's dive into Yoshi's Crafted World. So like I said, this isn't an official review, but I am going to talk about most of the elements of the game, at least all the ones that I can think of. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Yoshi's Crafted World is a game that is driven purely by joy, and that's thanks to the level design, the gameplay mechanics, and pretty much everything about this game. It all kind of falls under the idea of just kind of the peaceful, just kind of taking your time through these levels, discovering things, as opposed to, say, I don't know, Super Mario Bros. Or Donkey Kong Country, where you're just going through these more kind of fast-paced levels, trying to get to the end. So because of that, the game isn't very difficult. It's a pretty easy game. So for that reason, I think if you are looking for a challenging experience, or if you are generally pushed to play a game more by how difficult it is, by, say, completing or overcoming a challenge, I don't think this is the right game for you. Because I think that desire to play the game more is driven more so by discovery and exploration in this game, as opposed to by challenge. Hopefully I phrased that right. Basically, this game, it's not hard. I mean, you might occasionally find a level or a certain chunk of a level where you kind of have to go back through a couple times, especially if you're playing in multiplayer, because you can mess with each other, and it's actually really fun. I suggest playing this game multiplayer. By the way, when I first got this game, I played it multiplayer with my sister, and it was so much fun because you can be shooting the eggs while they do all the platforming, or you can both do platforming and shoot eggs. There's a lot of really cool, creative ways you can do it. Multiplayer is awesome. It's great. I actually went back and tried to play single player, and it was not as fun. It wasn't as fun to play single player because I'm just like, this is the type of experience you need someone to share it with, in my opinion. Having someone to share that sense of wonder with when you discover new things, I think, makes the experience like 10 times more magical. So, first off, if you plan to play this game just by yourself, take that into account. It's much better playing multiplayer, so try to find someone to play it with if you can. Okay, so the next thing, the environments are super creative. The developers did such a good job of capturing the whole, well, the crafted vibe. I mean, everything is built out of cardboard and paper, and not only from a visual design perspective that it's cool, but also it interacts with the gameplay in so many cool ways. In Yoshi's Woolly World, it was all about like unraveling yarn and that sort of thing. This game is all about like flipping and toppling different things on top of each other and stuff. And it just takes the idea of crafting, you know, with cardboard and paper and that sort of thing, and it just expands upon it in such a cool way. The level designs are amazing. There's so many unique creative puzzles. How you interact with the world is awesome. And oh, by the way, I almost completely forgot. The whole like 2D like foreground, midground, and background thing. That's really cool. I mean, it's to be honest, it's not a game changer, but it's cool to have, and I think it's awesome. And I think there's enough creativity that's used with that new kind of gimmick, and it adds a more kind of connected feeling to the levels as opposed to just it being get from start to finish. The bosses are cool. They're goofy and creative and fun. I mean, they're not very challenging, just like the rest of the game, but that's fine. Okay, I mean, I guess I have to talk about the story, but I mean, the story, what do you expect? It's a Yoshi game. It's not going to have much story. I mean, it's, you know, the Yoshis are peacefully hanging out on their island, you know, doing their thing. Then Kamek and Bowser Jr. come in and they ruin everything, and then they scatter the things just like Dark Moon and a ton of other video games where now the things are scattered to other places and you got to go to the places to get the things. And the story is simple, and that's fine. You don't go to a Yoshi game expecting to have a Zelda level story. You don't go expecting Dark Souls level gameplay. No, you go because it's a Yoshi game and you probably like Yoshi games, and so that's why you play. You just want a fun, chill experience, and that's exactly what the story is. It's pretty fun and chill and nothing crazy, and that's fine. Also, the game isn't very long, and that's fine too. The game, it's just, I'm trying to do this without repeating myself a million times, but a lot of the big kind of problems you could have with this game, you know, oh, the story is standard, or oh, the pace is slow, that sort of thing. Like, most of those problems you can solve by just saying, well, yeah, it's a Yoshi game. What do you expect? You know, I mean, it's Yoshi games are supposed to be slow and mellow and peaceful, and they're not supposed to be the longest games. They're not supposed to be the most intense stories, you know? You know what to expect. So I'm gonna wrap this up pretty soon, but I do want to talk about one more thing about this game that I find pretty interesting. It's actually my biggest problem with the game, and that is the music. This game's music isn't very good. It's not. They use the same tune for most of the levels, but they recreate it to match with that level's kind of theme, and I think that's pretty cool. It's just that tune gets old after a while, and a lot of the times it's not even the same tune, but it's the same song repeated as well. First off, it gets old, but sometimes the instruments used, like, they sound kind of babyish and childlike and kind of like derpy. 25% of the time while I'm playing this game, I'm like, okay, that's a cool way that they reused the tune for this level. Like, that's cool. And then the rest of the time I'm playing the game, I'm usually either sick of the music or laughing at how derpy and ridiculous it sounds. It sounds like toy instruments being played by babies who have no idea how to play them. It's kind of funny though. And I mean, I guess it kind of matches with the vibe of the game, you know, with the toy, or not toy, but like the crafted kind of feel. So I guess it sort of works. It's just, I don't know. It's just something I want to talk about because I love music, and it was a little disappointing that the game's music wasn't very good. But all right, so let's wrap this up. This video is going to be tough to edit. I went off on so many little tangents and rants and trails, but let's try to bring everything back together. Yoshi's Crafted World is a great game, and I think no matter who you are, you will enjoy playing it in some sense. But I think the game will be the best fit for you if you aren't expecting it to be a new Super Mario Bros. Or Donkey Kong Country game. You need to know that this game is mellow and it is slow. You're gonna spend a long time on each level trying to find each little nook and cranny, and that's awesome. It's great, it's fun. I'm saying it like it's a bad thing, it's not. But it just means the pacing of this game is slow. Secondly, you need to understand this game is not hard. It is a pretty easy game. I think the replayability comes less from wanting to complete challenges and overcome things. More so it comes from wanting to discover new things and just explore these worlds more. And it ties into the idea that this game is so slow paced, which, like I said, is fine. It's just, for that reason, it's not very challenging either. 3, you gotta play this game in multiplayer. I promise you, it is so much more fun playing it with someone. Like, you don't even have to play the whole game multiplayer. There are some levels that work better for it than others, but it's just fun because you can mess with the other person and it just adds another whole layer to it. It's great. I think I'm gonna wrap things up here because I'm pretty sure I've said everything I can think of, and I can't think of anything else to say. So I hope this video has helped you determine if this game is the right game for you to pick up, especially for $60. Personally, I'm glad I picked it up because I'm okay with it not being too challenging. It's the type of game that just reminds you, like, hey, everything's okay in life. It's just driven by pure joy. That's what I said at the beginning of the video. This game is driven by joy. It's not driven by challenge. And so if you're into that, go ahead and pick this game up. But I've already said everything I need to say, and I don't need to repeat myself. Thank you guys so much for watching this sort of review. Stay tuned to CC Media for more Nintendo related content just like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh hey, you thought the video was over, didn't you? Well, that is actually pretty smart, except I want to make one final announcement, and that is that ZakPak and I are partnering up again for another live stream, chatting about Nintendo and doing some pretty fun stuff. This is going to happen on April 12th, which is this Friday, at 7 p.m. Central Time. So be sure to tune in there. We haven't decided yet, or at least as of the time I'm recording this, we haven't decided yet if it's going to happen on his channel or on mine. So go ahead and subscribe to his channel in the description below so that regardless of whose channel it is on, you will get notified and you'll be able to tune in because YouTube's algorithm is weird and everything. So be sure to get notified and that sort of deal. Yeah, we're just going to be chatting about Nintendo with you guys, and it should be a lot of fun, just like last time. So, thank you all for tuning into this very quick announcement. Just wanted to let you guys know about this. I will keep you informed as we get closer to that time, but just wanted to make this quick announcement, setting the stage and getting things going, getting the hype started, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.